going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Sportorium podcast. As you'd see, a little different setup this week. Patriots and Jets run by, so Rup and Tyler decided to take the week off too. Slackers. But me and James are here to go over the games, go over the predictions as we usually do. So to get into the first game is the Thursday night Falcons-Panthers rematch, that really good game from the other week.
Yeah, that's not the PJ Walker that played last week. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's like we've been saying, he's either absolutely terrible or he's like good.
Yeah, he's either throwing a bomb down the field or just doing absolutely nothing. So,
Yeah, and he chose to do nothing that game. We got to talk about Marcus Mariota with one of the greatest throws of all time. That was so bad. That like almost stood too, and I literally like texted my brothers that that is the worst pick six of all time. And if it stood, 100% would have been.
yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know. He's probably the worst decision maker in the
He
league right
like
now.
he's talented, like he'll make plays, but it's
Yeah,
like he just sometimes does stuff like that. Similar to Zach Wilson, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
yeah, just calm down. Like there was no point of that. I don't even know like what down and distance it was, but there's no down and distance where that's okay.
Yeah, no.
Once again, Kyle Pitts had what, like 8 targets and 2 catches, maybe.
I mean, at least he's getting targets.
Yeah, that's true. He's getting open. He's running good routes. I mean, they are underutilizing him, but it's just Mariota's missing throws literally all the time. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Desmond Ritter.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. It really depends. I think in the next like few weeks, if the Falcons are just losing, you'll definitely
Yeah,
see him. But
because they're still in the race for the division.
yeah, I'm curious to see now. I think the Bucks might have like woke up a little bit, so it's
Yeah,
like I think their chance might be gone to win that division, but who knows?
especially when you have Cordell Patterson carrying the ball 5 times.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that's
they're doing. They like don't use their good players.
Drake
Drake London had
London.
hit 5 catches
Yeah,
for
he hasn't
38
really done
yards.
much since like the beginning of the year.
Yeah. He had like double-digit targets in the first couple games, and now he's just like they're like using Drake London and Kyle Pitts to get like Alameda Zacchaeus open. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it's weird.
understand. All right, now getting into the Germany game, first ever. I mean, I guess they are waking up a little bit. They're looking good, the Bucks. They're still not fantastic. Leonard Fournette is fat and a bum, but Rashad White looked really, really good running the ball. So it could be time for him.
And Brady playing wide receiver.
That was so funny. He tweeted, "If I didn't slip, that's
Yeah,
Randy
that,
over the
that
top
was
for
that was
six." That
actually
was
funny.
it was funny, but that was the same thing when they like Aaron Rodgers trying to throw a touchdown to David Bakhtiari last week. Like you could barely get your offense going. Why are you trying this weird
Yeah,
trick stuff?
I guess that also maybe they're looking at it like we got to change something. So it's like,
I guess
but it is very like weird. I mean, that ball should have never even been thrown.
no, terrible. You have like probably rookie of the year, if not like number two in voting.
Like
Shut
covering
down
the,
corner, a 43-year-old
yeah,
quarterback. Like I just
dude.
I
Low
just don't
key
understand
though,
that much.
he could have actually mossed him. It was like it
Could
was
have.
a perfect one-on-one. That'd have been insane.
That would have been crazy. Chris Godwin finally found the end zone. Mike Evans is just I don't know. He's been like weirdly inconsistent.
Yeah, it's like he's not playing terrible, but it's like he's not having like any big games really, like we
Yeah.
expect him to do.
Julio looked pretty good though.
Oh yeah, he had a nice touchdown.
Surprised he didn't get injured on that touchdown though. Kenneth Walker did not run the ball well.
He was a ghost. I think he like what like 17 rushing yards or something like
17
that.
rushing yards on 10 carries, averaging 1.7.
And yeah, the
And
Seahawks just looked off all around. I mean, they
yeah.
realistically win that game. Geno Smith had a bad like turnover.
Oh yeah, that fumble was really bad.
Yeah, in the red zone.
Yeah, bad time to take a turnover like that.
Yeah.
The Germany crowd was very cool though.
Oh yeah, that was like a sick crowd.
They're like getting into it. They're like
You know,
doing
it was really
chants.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not expecting that really, but
I would feel like the matchups like could be a lot better though for these games. I just
yeah,
find it like it's usually just pick like random teams. I feel
yeah,
like imagine like a Chiefs Bills like in Germany or something. It'd just be
yeah.
like cool, I think.
This was a pretty ended up being a pretty like good
Yeah,
matchup on
no, it is,
paper.
but I'm saying like they don't do like big matchups. Like it's kind of just like
Yeah,
they
in
just like
general,
pick random
it's like the
teams.
Jaguars are there every year, and the
Like
Jaguars are always bad. So, well, in London, I mean, but
yeah.
international games,
And the Seahawks traveled like so far. I don't even know how long it was, like 10,000 miles or something.
it's
Like
crazy. All right, next game is we're talking about is the Vikings and Bills game.
crazy game.
It was a good game, but here's the thing: everybody's saying it's like game of the year. It was pretty much just the Vikings just looking good on defense, looking good on offense, and the Bills not really doing much except for forcing it into overtime. It was pretty much just like the last couple of minutes of the game were kind of crazy, but it was just the Vikings making plays. So
Yeah, it wasn't like really back and forth. Like really, I mean, the Bills kind of just like threw the game away themselves. I felt like it
no,
wasn't
not the Bills, just Josh Allen.
like it wasn't like a back and like I mean they were up by 17. Josh Allen made like some bad plays and then
Terrible plays. Yeah, but to compare it to like last year's Chiefs game where it was literally back and
yeah,
forth
that it's
action.
not it wasn't like that.
I can't. We're also going to talk about something else that's overrated, a little unpopular, the Justin Jefferson catch.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
mean
crazy catch,
it was
but
definitely a nice play, but he didn't even really like catch it. Like the guy
the
like helped him
DB
catch it.
caught it, and then just on the way down, it just happened to like fall in his arm. Like
Yeah.
incredible play, but I'm not putting that over the helmet catch. I'm not putting that over Odell's. I wouldn't even put that over George Pickens probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, honestly. If that was say that was just like some random wide receiver that made that catch, it wouldn't even be hyped up like
Yeah,
that.
I
Like it would
mean,
be hyped up, but like it wouldn't be like, oh, that's like one of the best catches ever. Like if it was some
100%.
random receiver.
Yeah, it was a crazy play, and I don't think the Vikings are a better team than the Bills because
Nah,
the
I mean, I
Vikings
don't,
needed like literal miracles to happen. Like that catch, a 4th and 18, the ball just randomly ends up in his arms. Miracle. Josh Allen fumbling inside his goal line for a touchdown for
they're
the
de-
defense. Miracle.
they're definitely a good team, but they're one of
Yeah.
those teams that they're gonna go out in like the first round of the playoffs. Like Kirk
I'm
Cousins, he's good. But they're not like built for moments. Like, I mean, they could have won the game earlier. Like Dalvin Cook just like dropped the ball in the overtime, like
yeah.
on the goal line.
And Kirk made some pretty bad throws. He ended up having
Yeah,
2 picks. They were like bad decisions. If the Bills were firing on all cylinders, they don't come back from that game from those decisions.
yeah, no.
Talking
I
about
don't know. Josh
Josh,
Allen hasn't really looked like himself the last. I know
past
like whatever
3 weeks. Oh,
his elbow or whatever, but
I don't
I
even
don't
know if it's the elbow. Just his decision making is just not
he
there.
looked fine. Like he looked like he was healthy. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It was just that was just a terrible throw in overtime.
But yeah, it was so bad considering the fact that it was second down. Devin Singletary is wide open in the flat. You had 3 minutes on the clock or something that like you don't need to force that throw. And that was 100% a forced throw.
Yeah, I just also like hate when teams like that lose. Like it's like now like the Bills all in the rankings are like dropped to like fifth.
And I mean, okay, I guess, because I mean, you dropped 2 games in a row against teams that you should have beat, but your quarterback is making some dumb decisions. So I don't know. I think that people are overreacting a little bit though.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Vikings are a bad team. Neither are the Jets. Neither are the Dolphins. I'm not like completely worried about the Bills. Last year, the Rams had pretty much this record. Year before that, the Bucks had pretty much the same record. Year before that, Chiefs had pretty much the same record at this time. So
Yeah.
I mean, anything could happen. There's a lot of football left to play. Josh always turns it up in the second half of the season, especially in playoffs. So very, very frustrating game though.
Yeah, that was just wild.
God damn it. I can't believe that happened, bro. I saw that on the TV before, like the Josh fumble, and I was just thinking, like, how?
Dude, when that happened, I was like, oh, a safety, like that's crazy. And then like they had the
Yeah.
ball.
Oh my God. That was brutal. Whatever. All right, getting into the next game, we got the Lions and Bears. Justin Fields, his hot streak keeps going, but was not enough. The powerhouse Lions took him down.
Yeah, it's so weird, the Lions, like their offense, like it makes no sense to me. It's like they can almost score on command at times, and then like other times they can't even get the ball like over the 50.
Very
And
inconsistent.
that whole running back situation confuses me too. Like, is Swift hurt? Is he just not like? I mean, Jamal Williams is good. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't know. I just feel like Swift like doesn't get the ball a lot.
Yeah, I think he had 8 total
Yeah, he
touches.
had a touchdown, but
They're like using him in situational spots where he does excel, but I don't understand really what it is. I've seen some of his film where he's not really hitting open holes, he's trying to like bounce it out and do stuff. But like every single time that he's gotten a full workload in a game, he's went crazy. Especially like in the beginning of the year. I'm just gonna blame it on the injury because there's no way that they're like intentionally starting Jamal Williams over DeAndre Swift.
yeah, it's weird.
Jamal Williams is good, very good on the goal line and stuff like that. But like in every down back, I'm taking DeAndre Swift 10
Yeah,
times out of 10.
100%.
But yeah, the Bears, I don't know what happened. Justin Fields is just absolutely going off week in and week out.
It's bizarre to me too because I was like a big Fields not even a hater. I was just like this guy isn't good. Like
Yeah.
now it's like he's a completely different player.
He's statistically the best rushing quarterback in the league.
And he honestly like who's he throwing the ball to?
Yeah.
Like
I don't even
Matt.
know. Did Claypool even do anything? I don't
I
even
don't
know if
know.
he
I
did.
don't think he did. But it's like imagine he had like actual receivers. I
Yeah.
mean, you
And
could say the same thing with Lamar, but like even if Fields had someone like Mark Andrews, like I don't know,
mm,
like he could really be something special.
he's got like solid guys, but he doesn't have like a difference maker like that. Like
His
Cole
O
Kmet is
line's
good.
like not good either.
Yeah. And he's fifth in total touchdowns in the league right now, which is
I wouldn't even
did not
say
know
it's
that.
crazy to say like he's the best running quarterback.
100%. It's a little wild to
That
say that because like Lamar and everything, but if you look at their numbers and you just look at Lamar, just the eye test, he hasn't looked the same running the ball this year.
yeah, he hasn't. I feel like he's not even running it a lot.
Yeah. And even if he is, he's not going like Justin Fields at 147 rushing yards. He had 170 last week. Lamar, the most that he's rushed for this year is like maybe he had a 100-yard game, but he's not doing what Justin Fields is doing.
That one run on like the one where he was like backed up and he scored, I was like, geez.
It was crazy. The stuff he's doing is just wild. And he's making better throws. Cole Kmet was wide open that one touchdown that he had.
Oh yeah. That was just like blown coverage.
And I mean, that's going to happen when Fields is such a threat to do something with his legs. Just inevitable. There's going to be something screwed up on defense, especially when it's the Lions too. That's
That
also
is
a big
true,
part of it.
yeah. The
But
worst defense of all time.
that pick six by Fields
Oh yeah.
was pretty bad. Yeah, that's why stuff like that. I'm not ready to call him like
Yeah,
an
exactly.
elite. I'm sure he's probably going to be the franchise guy. There's still a lot that he needs to do passing wise for me to put him in like the upper level of quarterbacks right
Yeah, like if he plays well, like how he's doing, like the rest of the year, then I'll be like, all right. But he's had so many bad games.
now.
He's had more bad games than good games so far, so it's like you
Yeah.
can't really say yet. But
And this is kind of like how Jalen Hurts was last year and the
yeah,
year before. He's having really good rushing games, passing. He'll have a good game here and there, but you still just need to see more. And obviously, we see Jalen Hurts take that next step. So maybe Fields could do that,
yeah, I'm hoping Trey Lance can too. I was hoping to see him play this year.
especially with everybody they got now.
Oh yeah.
It would have been very exciting to see him. Next game we're getting into is the Broncos and the Titans. The Broncos are terrible. Their offense is so bad.
It's just like I really don't know what it is at this point.
Yeah, I literally don't. Jerry Judy goes down, pretty
That's
unfortunate. But
that
then
sucks.
Virgil gets a random 66-yard touchdown. I don't even know who that is. And then Cortland Sutton ends up having 6 catches for 66 yards, which is not terrible. When you're a number one receiver and your quarterback's Russell Wilson and you're on paper this great offense, terrible, especially when you put up 10 points.
Russ is just like, I don't know. He threw like a pick at the end. It's just weird seeing Russell Wilson like this bad.
It is just because he's been so consistently good for years. And I mean, get maybe it's a new system, but like at this point, that was
Yeah, at this
coming out
point
of
it's
a
like
bye week.
dude, you got to make plays, system or
Something.
not. It's like you're getting paid $49 million. Like you got to
Yeah.
do something.
One of the things that he was known for was like his scrambling and improvising, and we really haven't seen that at all this year. He like doesn't want to run, and then when he does run, he's not really looking downfield to make plays. All around, just not a great time for the Broncos. Defense once again looks very good, but they're a good defense, but they're not an elite level defense that's going to carry a bad offense. So they got some work to do in the offseason. Don't think they're going to make playoffs. I'd be absolutely shocked actually if they made playoffs, but
Yeah, I mean, they still have to play the Chiefs twice. I don't know the rest of their games. Like, I just don't see them making the playoffs.
once again, we're going to say it every week. That division is just such a letdown, other than,
It's
of
really
course, the Chiefs.
crazy too.
It
I mean, I'm
is.
not surprised that the Chiefs are doing what they're doing,
No,
but it's just crazy how it was like Chiefs might have not won the division.
there was probably
I'm,
more like people saying that the Broncos or the Chargers. There were definitely more people saying that other teams were going to win in that division rather than the Chiefs.
yeah, I get it though too. It's just like the hype. Obviously, people are just say stuff that they don't even believe half the time. But I think the Chargers are a good team in that division still. It's just like they don't have Keenan Allen or Mike Williams right now.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling there.
But
And once again, coaching with that defense, but we'll get into that later.
yeah,
Next game, talking about Jags and Chiefs. Go ahead.
I was happy to see my boy Tony getting those snaps. That was like my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, he looked very, very good.
Yeah, no Miko, so he came in. Obviously, had a big game. I love to see Pacheco getting the ball a lot. Although I'm sad about Clyde a little bit because I was defending him for a while, but he started the year good, and then the last few games, like it was just terrible. He was like averaging like 1 yard per carry.
Mm.
It was pretty bad. I'm trying to think what
Also,
else happened in this game.
Juju got knocked out.
Oh shoot, yeah. I think blanked. The first thing I thought it was Tony.
Yeah, that was another reason why he had to step up, and he did so very well. Yeah, Tony's definitely a good addition to that offense. It's so weird that that's his first career touchdown.
Yeah, it is weird, but well, no one really knows. But like, it was just weird to me the whole like giant situation in him.
With his injury and all that. I don't know. It's a very weird situation, but his favorite teammate is Patrick Mahomes, and they made some stuff happen. For the Jags, though, Christian Kirk had a phenomenal game. Like to see that. Travis Etienne was a little quiet. He was pretty good running the ball, but we didn't have like one of those splash plays that we've been seeing. He was a little more involved in the passing game this week, though. But I mean,
Yeah, I thought it
overall,
was weird. Like they kind of just like leaned away from him. Like he was playing well. I don't know. I guess they went down a little bit, but like I don't know.
no,
I just feel like they didn't give him the ball enough.
there's not much. It's the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs
Yeah,
are
it's true.
probably the best team in football right now, if not top three, top two at least. We kind of expected that to happen. I expected the Chiefs to score a couple more points actually, but
Yeah, I was actually. I mean, that's not like the offense looked good, but it wasn't like anything crazy.
it's also weird to say that when Mahomes has four passing
Yeah,
touchdowns. That was like the most low key four passing touchdown game
yeah, it
ever, I feel
was.
like.
I mean, I didn't say the offense played fine. It's
No, they
just I
did.
don't know. I guess you just expect the Chiefs to be putting up 40 points against a team like the Jags.
Yeah. They still pretty much dominated that game, other than
Yeah,
a few plays here and there that the Jags made. But
yeah. When Snead was jogging while playing defense for some reason nobody knows,
he was literally jogging. I don't know why. It
and
was terrible.
McDuffie I thought played really well.
He did, except for that one. Was that Marvin
Yeah, I think
Jones?
yeah, it was like weird though because he was like there and then like I don't know I don't even think he knew like the ball was coming because he was like there
Yeah,
and then like kind of slowed down and it was whatever. But besides that, he made a lot of nice plays.
yeah.
So
I think he's gonna be good.
yeah, they
He
need
showed a
someone.
lot so far. So
Yeah, they need someone like that. So I like to
yeah,
see him go against like an actual like good receiver though,
mm.
like a good offense. See like if he can make plays.
We might get that this week if Keenan Allen decides that he wants to
That's
play
true.
football. Who knows? Probably not. He's probably gonna stay out again. But
He does everything but play football.
yeah, pretty much. Very,
Like
very
he, I
good.
just he was at, like a Clippers game or something like the day before like the game. I was like,
Ice up, son. Come on. You got some football games to play. Next game, we got the Browns and the Finns. The Dolphins really scare me. I think that Tua is like pretty legit at this point, as much as it hurts to say. Dolphins are a very good team. They're very explosive. And Tyreek and Waddle didn't even have crazy games, and their offense was still great. Jeff Wilson was running all over the Browns.
Jeff Wilson was such a low key like piece that they added.
Mhm.
I feel like no one really like it was just like oh like they got him
Yeah.
it was whatever. But
Like, oh, they got rid of Chase Edmonds.
yeah,
They got Jeff Wilson. Okay. But that's actually like
it's like a
Jeff
big
Wilson looked
upgrade.
great
Yeah,
with the
yeah, he's
Niners.
good. I mean, Chase Edmonds was pretty like trash this year too, so
Yeah.
they definitely upgraded there.
I mean, Jeff Wilson's getting more touches than Raheem Mostert at this point too, and that's good to see. I mean, Raheem Mostert's pretty good, but I don't think he's an every down back. I think he's more just like a change of pace guy because he is super
He's
fast.
fast.
Yeah, that offense does scare me, but I don't think their defense is that good. They have not played that well. I don't know if they're gonna win the division. I hope they don't, obviously, but they're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see them in like a playoff game. See how like they actually how Tua performs.
He's played great though.
But I would love
It's
to see
very annoying.
Chiefs Dolphins.
Chiefs Dolphins would be great. Love to
I
see
mean, that
that.
I'd be a little scared, honestly, of Waddle and Tyreek against the Chiefs
Yeah.
like corners, but
Mhm.
nobody knows Tyreek more than Andy Reid. So
That's true. Regarding the Browns, they just didn't give Nick Chubb the ball enough. Only had 11 carries. Donovan People-Jones was the wide receiver one for some reason. Amari
that was like
Cooper had a pretty,
tiptoeing like catches and
yeah, like it was so weird. It was just a weird game for that offense. Just, I mean, they were down pretty early, so you can't really run the ball that much. But when you have Nick Chubb, you kind of can. So I don't know.
yeah, I
I don't like
don't
how they played that
Brissett's
game.
just not good.
No, he's like
Like
a serviceable backup, but
yeah, it's like all right, yeah, he comes in for like like 2 games while your QB is hurt. Okay, that's fine. And then it's like if Watson was playing, I mean, we don't know how he's gonna play. The guy hasn't played in a while, but like the Browns
Yeah,
could be a scary team with like a good quarterback.
100%.
Although their defense to me like just hasn't, I guess, lived up to the hype. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody on that defense has been pretty quiet. I don't even know if Clowney's playing right now. I
Yeah, I
actually
really,
haven't heard his
yeah.
name since he resigned.
Like
He
Miles
could be
Garrett's
injured.
still
I literally
doing
don't know.
Miles Garrett, but
But yeah, they've had a few injuries, but I mean, they just overall have not done great on defense in any game. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because Watson didn't look great in preseason, like we said before. But Deshaun Watson is a very good quarterback and he's got good weapons. So if they sneak into playoffs somehow, don't think they will. They could be a scary team.
yeah, I don't think they're going to, honestly. Like even their
But yeah,
division.
Ravens are probably going to win that.
Although the Bengals still
Maybe
just like, I don't know.
Bengals.
I
Yeah, you
really
can't really
don't know
count
with
them
the
out. But
Bengals. It's like one week they're a Super Bowl team, and the next week they're like the Bengals from 3 years ago.
yeah, they're inconsistent. And we also need to see if Jamar Chase is ever coming back. I think
Yeah.
that he's Wolverine for some reason. So we'll see. Next game, we got the Texans and the Giants. I don't got much to say about this one. Texans aren't good once again. Damian Pierce looks pretty good though. Of
Yeah, he's like the
course,
only player.
they just got Benjamin, which is going to be a nice pickup for them. But I mean, Giants are a solid team. They're second in the division right now. They're only a game behind.
Yeah.
So
And they still play the Eagles.
yeah, anything could happen.
Even the
Saquon,
Cowboys, I mean, that's actually because the Cowboys, that loss against Green Bay, that was definitely a tough loss. But even the Cowboys could like potentially win that division
it's
because they play
definitely
the Eagles too.
yeah, that division is pretty much up for grabs right now. Obviously, the Eagles are in a good spot and are probably the best team out of those three, but anything could happen with them. Saquon had a great game though. He had 35 carries. I didn't even like realize he did at 152 yards. It's great to see Saquon having a good game. The league is better when Saquon is healthy. Saquon is just a very entertaining guy.
Yeah, I hope he stays healthy though.
Yeah. There's sometimes when he goes down and he's a little slow to get up and like, oh God, it's
Yeah,
here. His ankle snapped or something. But yeah, he's looked good this year. Next game, we got the Saints and Steelers. I hate the Saints, man. They're
it's
so dumb. Once again,
even
Alvin Kamara doesn't have his 8 carries.
I don't even get what they're doing. Like, does
Yeah.
Taysom Hill even play?
He had 3 carries for 1 yard,
It's like, dude, this
threw
guy's
one
getting paid
pass.
like, what does he get paid like 30 million? Like, I swear,
Yeah,
like,
he's getting paid like actual like quarterback
dude,
money.
why don't you just like use the guy a little? Like,
He had 4 opportunities in a game where like you're losing pretty much the whole game. That's just probably not a good idea. And I heard Jameis might be starting next week or something.
but
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
yeah, it's like whatever. Like, is that going to change anything for them? Probably
Probably
not.
not. I don't even know if Jameis is better than Andy Dalton.
Is that, yeah, it's like,
You
and the
know who I
Steelers are terrible. So, like, losing that
yeah.
game is just embarrassing.
TJ Watt was back though. Steelers defense did pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
They lost Minka. I think he had like a appendicitis or something.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett still not looking great. Najee, he didn't have a terrible game actually, but he hasn't had a Najee game from what we've seen last year.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to.
Yeah, at this point, it's not looking good. But I mean, he did have 20 carries for 99 yards, so averaging 5 yards a carry. It's pretty solid. He didn't have any work in the receiving game though, and that's what made him so special last year. He was great catching the ball in the open field, and they just haven't used him like that at all this year. It's very
Yeah,
weird.
they haven't at all.
Next game we're getting into is the Colts and the Raiders. Jeff Saturday, big W after that tweet saying the Raiders look terrible. He was right.
That was hilarious.
It's so funny. That would have
Bro,
either if they lost, it would have been like, oh, they're terrible, but they beat you, or they ended up winning and it's the best tweet of all time.
bro,
Very funny.
this man really said they're bad and then came off his couch to beat them.
He really backed it up. It's fantastic. And he's not wrong. They are literally terrible. I don't understand how Josh McDaniel still has a job.
Bro, I don't, that guy needs to go. We like said it since like week one. Like, the guy's a terrible coach.
He was a head coach for I forgot what team it was, but he was head coach. He was terrible and then went back to the Patriots.
And like the Raiders are just, I don't even know what's wrong with them. I mean, their defense is god awful. Devontae's the only like player doing anything.
And I mean, Josh Jacobs looked good at times.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And Derek Carr, I mean, he doesn't even play like bad. He just needs a new coach.
I honestly think that's the only reason.
Yeah, I feel like he literally like you saw his post game like where he was like
He
crying.
started crying. Yeah.
And like the way he was talking was basically like how I interpreted. Like I feel like he was kind of saying it's like the coach, like the way he was like saying the stuff. Like
Yeah. I mean, it has to be. And even Devontae Adams said if they're doubling me and then I'm just not in the game plan anymore, then I have no business being here. And 100%. Devontae Adams is still right now has to be top 3 at least, top
Yeah.
5 at the absolute minimum. The defense is going to game plan around him. You are going to have to give him the ball either way. We saw that with the Bills and Justin Jefferson. Like, obviously, the Bills knew Justin Jefferson was going to get the ball most of the time. But when a receiver is that good, they're going to just make plays. It doesn't matter if you bracket them. It doesn't matter if you double team them. You need to get Devontae Adams the ball.
Yeah.
Simple enough. Especially when Darren Waller's out. Hunter Renfrow has been terrible this year, and now he's out. Mac Hollins is god awful.
He just does nothing.
Literally nothing except like model, which it's not getting you anywhere on the
He
football
had like
field.
one good game and then did absolutely nothing.
Foster Moreau had a big drop in the end zone.
He had a touchdown though. Yeah, I don't know what's up with them.
The season's over, 100%.
Oh yeah,
They
there's
are
no point.
probably the biggest disappointment this year,
Yeah, I would
other
say.
than maybe the Broncos, but the Broncos still have won more games. So
I think the reason the Broncos are even is just because their defense.
that's the only reason they
Like
won a couple
if they had
games.
the Raiders defense, they wouldn't have won a game. I think they would be
I
worse.
think that's like 100% true.
The Raiders offense is still better. I mean, they almost beat the Chiefs.
But then they also, like last week or 2 weeks ago, they barely even crossed the 50.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a coaching thing. There is no way that the same team could go from almost beating one of the best teams in the league to doing literally nothing against trash and then losing to the Colts. I understand
Yeah.
the Chiefs lost the Colts too. Different, very different scenarios.
Yeah.
But can't believe that Josh McDaniels is still the head coach. If he finishes out the season there, I will be absolutely shocked. We'll see what happens. But I am definitely on team fire Josh McDaniels right now. Next game we're getting into is the Packers and the Cowboys.
It was
I don't
actually a
understand.
great.
You're
It was a
14
great game.
points. It was a great game, but like, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then in overtime to go for it on fourth. I didn't like that call from the second it happened. Even if they got that, I wouldn't like the
It
call.
made no sense to me.
Yeah,
And then
I
he
don't
was like
understand.
pissed after. Like I don't know what he was mad about, but I don't know if he's mad at Dak or what. But
Especially with Brett Maher's looked really good this year. He's been one of the best kickers in the league.
yeah,
And that was a very makeable field goal. And that was a long fourth down. It wasn't like a 4th and 1. It was like what, 4th and 6 maybe?
I think it was 4th and 4.
Yeah, even so, like
But
that's
still, yeah,
I mean, I know the Packers haven't looked great, but they did that game. Aaron Rodgers is making great throws. Christian Watson actually looked like a receiver.
you
Didn't
guy
get
turned into
concussed.
Randy. He turned into Randy Moss. Dude had
Yeah,
like three
literally. I mean,
catches. He had like 4 catches and 3 touchdowns.
I don't know. I did not like that call to go for it. I don't understand how they choked that game. They're definitely a better team than the Packers. I think that's pretty much like unquestioned. And this also just puts the start Jordan Love stuff to rest, hopefully. Once again, it's when you're getting your running backs more involved. I mean, that you're going to win games. They're the best players on your team. So, especially Aaron Jones. Yeah, he had 24 carries for 138 yards
Yeah, guy did
and a
the
touchdown.
Marshawn Lynch Selly into the end zone.
Yeah, it was sick. And Tony Pollard, once again, doing
Better
stuff
than
that
Zeke.
he's 100% is. It's ridiculous. If Zeke comes back and he's getting more touches than Pollard, I just don't understand it.
It was literally just because of the money.
It has to be.
Like if they were getting paid the same money, like dude, he's not playing over Pollard.
There's no way that they're that blind to think that Zeke is better than Tony Pollard.
I don't know. The Cowboys they just can't ever figure anything out.
They always have like great players. Like CD did, he had a fantastic game, but I mean, it
Monster game.
amounted to nothing because he ended up choking the game, making some weird decisions. I still think Odell is going to go there because Gallup hasn't really done much. Pretty much the second best receiver on that team right now is Dalton Schultz.
It goes back to like Amari Cooper too. Imagine you still had him like on that offense.
I think at this point they probably regret that,
Oh yeah,
seeing that Michael Gallup has done literally nothing
yeah,
since he's been back. I mean, he's makes a couple good plays here and there, but he's not what he used to be like a couple years ago. A couple
yeah.
years ago when he was the number 2 before CD, he was like
He was a
very
beast.
good. I think they could win the division. I don't know if they will,
Yeah,
but maybe they could do something in playoffs. Maybe they could choke again. Next game, we got the battle of the backups, Cards and Rams. Didn't expect much from it.
yeah. Pretty boring. Cup
Very,
getting hurt.
yeah, Cup getting hurt was very sad. Now he's going to be out a couple weeks, and he was pretty much the only thing keeping the Rams relevant, pretty much. So maybe Allen Robinson will step up.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Then Cardinals end up releasing Benjamin, which is a surprise move because he's like looked better than
Yeah,
James
it's
Conner at
weird.
times.
Something must have happened.
Yeah, maybe he asked for it. who knows? But now he's not even in a better situation. He's in a worse situation now because he's behind a better running back on a worse team. Rondell Moore looked pretty good though. Nice catch on the sideline, that one-hander. D Hop, 10 catches for 98 yards. Great game. Also, Zach Ertz now out for the year, which is
Yeah, it's a big loss.
I think Trey McBride is more than capable,
Yeah.
the rookie from Colorado State, but Ertz was one of Kyler's main safety valves. So that's going to be a big loss for them. Next game we're getting into is the Sunday night Chargers and the Niners. It's a pretty solid game. I mean, I kind of expected that to happen. I thought the Niners were going to do more on offense, though. Elijah Mitchell ran the ball much better than McCaffrey, which is
Yeah.
very weird. They ended up like pretty much benching McCaffrey at the end. McCaffrey was still doing McCaffrey things like in the passing game and everything, but I don't know. It's weird. He was like much more efficient on the ground than McCaffrey. Debo is still pretty much doing nothing, along with
Yeah,
George Kittle.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're not like using him anymore just because McCaffrey's there, which is like weird because it's like you could kind of like I mean they kind of do it like having them both in the backfield is just like you should be doing that a lot.
Every single time that he's not out wide, Debo, he should probably be in the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just such a weapon. They ended up handing him the ball 4 times, but then he only has 2 catches.
You got to give him the ball more. Find a way to give him the ball.
Yeah.
The guy's
And I
one
mean,
of the
there's,
best players with the ball in his hands.
yeah, whether that be more screens, maybe more touches in the backfield. They found a way to do it last year. They can do it again. Ayuk has looked really good, though.
Yeah, he has.
Hearing that OBJ has the Niners on his list, too,
Yeah, I
which
saw
could
that.
be
I don't
interesting.
even. I don't see that happening. There's really like no place for him in that off. Like you can't have that many good players like that in your offense. It's just not gonna work.
And
Like as
he's,
stupid as that sounds, it's like
yeah, like at
it's
this
just a
point, we've seen
pointless move for the Niners. They already have Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and McCaffrey. Where is OBJ fitting in like on the offense?
at that point, then you're going to have to underutilize somebody. It's
Yeah,
already
it
happening right
just
now with
it
Kittle.
causes problems. Like I think Dallas is the best spot for him to go, or the
Other than
Bills. But
other than the Bills.
I
Yeah,
mean the Bills
get him
honestly
to
is.
Buffalo.
But if it comes down to living situation, he's not going to the Bills.
Next game, we got the Monday night shocker. Finally, the undefeated Eagles take an L.
It was awesome.
It was so funny. It was just so random. I mean, I don't know. It's Heineke magic. It happens all the time.
Yeah, my dad called it. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he knows. But yeah, they just got like dominated at the line of scrimmage. Like the Commanders' offensive line is mediocre at best,
Yeah,
and they were just like manhandling them. And maybe that's because Jordan Davis is out, which is a big loss, 100%.
just regarding the Commanders, Scary Terry just tore it up. I love to see that. Slay needed to get humbled.
That whole defense did. CJ Gardner Johnson he's a stud.
Yeah, he's been going off this year.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 picks in 5 games or something like that.
That's a huge win for the Commanders.
Not that that's gonna like keep them in the division hunt, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't, but I guess potentially it could. Now they're 5-5.
3 games back. I mean, anything can happen. We've seen midseason collapses from better teams than the Eagles. So
Yeah, but I'm just happy now the Eagles aren't undefeated. I was just kind of sick of hearing that.
now they're just a regular team.
Yeah, now I'm curious to see like how they do now. If they just keep going like how they were before this game, or it's kind of like a little humbling like game. Teams
Yeah.
might be like, well, the Commanders just beat them. Like, why can't we beat them? Type mentality. So
The only thing with that is when the Bills lose, it's either like Josh Allen's making stupid mistakes or you kind of know what to do. Like you run the ball, you bracket Diggs, like what I was talking about last week. But with the Eagles, they just like didn't have a good game. There wasn't really a blueprint to beat them. They're just kind of like a regular team. You could play better than them when we can beat them. I
yeah,
don't think that they're. I mean, AJ Brown he had 1 catch, got
he's a
hurt,
ghost.
but then he was still on the field too. So I don't
Mhm.
know if it was like he definitely got hurt, but he was still on the field for literally the rest of the game.
Yeah,
So Dallas Goedert getting hurt, another big loss. Very
yeah,
unfortunate
that
for them.
sucks too.
Yeah, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like we've said it 100 times, their schedule is not hard. They might lose 1 or 2 more games.
Yeah,
I can
maybe.
see. Well, you never know. I mean, the Commanders just beat them, but I really truly think the Cowboys will beat them. I think the Giants could even give them a run for their money, just because the Giants have a good defense and
Yeah.
Saquon. And people were complaining about that roughing the passer call, but like, what were you doing? I know he kind of like sold a little, but it's like, dude, he's like why you even like going to hit him? Like he's down on his knee.
Yeah, like two-hand touch him or something.
It was
Like,
just
it's
fun.
annoying for a game to end that way, but at the same time, that was 100% a penalty.
Yeah, you just dude, he like dove at him and pushed him too. Like,
Like, what were you expecting?
it was
There was
funny
two guys
though.
doing this. It was so funny.
And he
It
just
was,
gets up and like points to the first
yeah.
down.
I've never seen a guy get like mauled and then instantly happy.
Yeah, that was funny. He's a character.
He is. It's going to be very interesting to see who they start next week.
I don't see how you take him out after he just beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and he's played pretty good in every single game. Every now and then he's going to make a bad mistake, like a couple picks that he's thrown are not great, but he's looked better than Wentz.
Yeah, like Wentz
100%.
does that too. So,
Yeah,
and he's a
probably more.
veteran.
Yeah, and he's making like 20 million, probably even more than $20 million more.
Yeah, that's the whole thing too. I swear, like the contracts
Yeah,
comes into play so much people don't realize. Because like
like
you can't just sit someone that you're paying all this money. It's like it would just be a
if they
waste.
if they do go at once, I wouldn't be surprised because of that reason. But if they actually want to win games, they should go Heineke. Pretty simple. All right, let's get into the MVPs of the week. We have special guest. Tyler is on vacation, but he decided to make it because he's so devoted to the Sportorium podcast.
Yeah, I am.
We commend you. So my MVP of the week, gotta show respect, Justin Jefferson. He won the game for the Vikings pretty much. Kirk put the ball up there, but Justin Jefferson was just making ridiculous plays all over the field. Ended up having 10 catches for 193 and a touchdown. It hurts, but he is my MVP of the week.
Yeah, my MVP of the week is also a receiver, although they lost. CD Lamb just had a monster game. He had 11 catches, 150, 2 touchdowns. Just showed that he's that number one guy. I mean, it was against a good defense too. Green Bay's not a bad defense, so
He had Jair Alexander on him a bunch too, and he was still making plays.
yeah.
My MVP of the week is Justin Fields. Even though he lost, I still think he had a great game. He had 167 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he also had 147 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, we talked about it before. He's been on the tear recently. All right, now we're getting into our predictions of the week. Thursday night, we got the Titans and the Packers. Me and Tyler, we got the Titans. Tyler, the Titan hater, you've been on the Titans a lot recently, so good job. But Rupp and James have the Packers. I mean, I could see this one going either way. Big win last week for the Packers.
The
So
Packers are gonna destroy them.
I don't know about that.
Dude.
We'll see, but I don't think they'll be able to stop Derrick Henry like at all. That's my reasoning for this because the Titans have not looked great. Their defense has been pretty solid, but
It's in Green Bay. I mean, I just think the Packers are gonna continue like where they left off from last week. So
I could see it. Just got to give their running backs the ball more.
the Titans looked terrible last week too. So
The only reason they won is because, it's the Broncos. Next game, we got the Panthers and the Ravens. We're all riding with the Ravens on this one. Simple. Baker Mayfield. Doesn't matter if it's PJ Walker, Sam Darnold. I'm excited to see Baker Mayfield get benched in the second half for Sam Darnold, though.
I actually would like to see Darnold play.
Yeah, I would.
Just to see how terrible he is, too. But who knows? Maybe he shows a little bit more than Baker and PJ Walker. Next game, we got the Browns and the Bills. Bills coming off a very upsetting loss. We all got the Bills on this one. Josh has had his struggles, but the Browns haven't looked good, except for pretty much Nick Chubb, which could be a problem because the Bills' run defense has not looked great this year. I think it's going to be like 3 feet of snow. Honestly, I hope to see that.
What?
We haven't had a good snow game in a while. It's supposed to snow a lot. So next game, we got the Eagles and the Colts. We're riding with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Colts had a big
I
win.
don't-
Eagles had a big loss, but
I think the Colts game was like their win last week was a fluke.
it's also the
think-
Raiders. So
Yeah, it's also the Raiders. So I just think the Eagles, they're going to get it together and they're going to figure out the win.
yeah,
I
they're going to
still
bounce
think they're a
back.
top team in the league.
Next game, we got the Jets and the Pats, part 2. Big game. We all know what's on the line. Tyler, if he's wearing a Patriots jersey, you know why. But if Rupp's wearing a Jets jersey, you know why next week too. So Tyler's rocking with the Jets. We all unfortunately have the Pats. Sorry, Tyler.
I can understand it playing in Foxborough, but I know the Jets have this game circled. It's a must win for them. Well, both teams are coming off a bye, so hopefully we get to see some players back like Corey Davis. I think the Jets, you need a revenge. Tired of the Patriots fan base. I'm tired of it. It's one of the most hated relationships. And I actually was listening to Devin McCourty on Good Morning Football one day, and he said Jason McCoy, his brother, will never say anything good about the New York Jets. Each team hate each other.
It's very unfortunate that the Patriots just absolutely own the Jets. But
It's okay.
I'm rooting for the Jets on this one.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm not.
but
I'm
Yeah,
not rooting for the Jets. Jets are going to be in first place in the division if they win this game. I'm not rooting for the Jets.
I'm
I
rooting
forgot
for the
about that.
Jets, but I just think the Patriots run game is they're just gonna go around and pound the Jets. And it really comes down to Zach Wilson, like how he plays. He just needs to make better decisions. I think it's gonna come down to like if he could find his receivers, not throw the ball away and get picked off while doing it. We all know they have a lot of talent on offense. Garrett Wilson's been going off. Maybe this is the game use Elijah Moore a little bit. Probably not.
No.
But
No,
that's what I
Jets
think it's
will.
going to come down to. I mean, I'm rooting for the Jets, but if Zach Wilson wins this game, it's a huge game for him. It'll be like a big momentum boost for him.
We saw
I
what
mean-
happened during the Bills game. If he's not making terrible throws, terrible decisions, and if he just keeps the ball clean, they might win the game just based on how good their defense is, because it has
Yeah,
been very good.
And the run game needs to step up this time. Now, last time they did not step up. They let Zach Wilson throw so many times. I think it was like 40-something times, and it didn't end well. Get the running game going.
The AFC East is still up in the air. Anybody's division right now.
It's crazy.
Next game, we got the Commanders and the Texans. We all have the Commanders on this one. Texans are just pretty much undeniably the worst team in the league right now. Commanders
they're
coming off a
doo-doo.
huge W. We didn't get your opinion on this before, Tyler. Who do you think they should start, Heineke or Wentz?
Heineke, no doubt about it. Wentz isn't the guy. It's just something with Heineke, especially after this game, you can't bench him. You got to roll with him.
Next game, we got the Rams and the Saints. We're all going with the Saints. Cooper Kupp going to be out. Matthew Stafford, I don't care if he plays or not. They're still
Cooper
bad.
Kupp not playing is just like literally
The
the
team is
game
not
change.
playing.
Yeah.
They just don't have an offense now. And then the Saints, I don't care if Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston is starting.
Or Taysom Hill.
Or Taysom Hill for that matter. Exactly. I don't care. They
No, they're not
are
gonna
not
start.
great, but
Just
Rams are just
use
bad.
Kamara. Just
Exactly.
use him.
Doesn't matter who your quarterback is. The best
Yeah.
player is wearing number 41, and he's lining up behind the quarterback every play. Just give him the ball. Next game, we got the Lions and the Giants. We're all riding with the Giants.
I know Detroit's on a 2-game win streak, but you look at the teams they beat. I mean, I understand the Bears, they're being electric, but still, I just think Saquon's going to run all over them.
Doesn't matter how many wins they get, they still have a absolutely god-awful defense. And when you have a running back like Saquon, you got Daniel Jones making some plays. I don't think they're going to be able to stop him.
Honestly, Daniel Jones going to have over 80 rushing yards this game.
I'd say that's a pretty fair bet. Other than that, Giants defense has been pretty solid. Lions offense has been extremely inconsistent. So next game, we got the Bears and the Falcons. We're all riding with the Bears except for Tyler. He's got the Falcons.
I just think they play well, but they just can't find ways to win. I mean, I understand the Falcons last Thursday night, they lost to the Panthers, but
They did do that.
I think this is like a game, could be an upset. I don't even know if you would say it's an upset, but I feel like
The
it go
Falcons are
either
the
way.
favorite to win.
Are they really?
What?
Yeah, the Falcons are the favorite.
If they want to win this game, they have to stop or at least limit Justin Fields rushing. Passing, I'm still not that worried about what he could do with his arm, but the
Yeah,
rushing
it's
is the
just
main
about his
thing.
legs.
I don't think they're going to be able to. That's why
Exactly.
I picked the Bears.
Next game, we got the Raiders and the Broncos. Everybody's riding with the Broncos except for James. He's got the Raiders. Tell us your thoughts.
I'm rocking with the Raiders just because I think they have the better offense. It's pretty clear, but wouldn't be surprised who wins this game. Like it's kind of just like a 50-50.
They're both bad.
I just think even though you look at the records, I still honestly just think the Raiders are a better team than the Broncos are.
I can
Yeah.
see that. I just think this is the game where Russell Wilson's going to have that flash that his old Russell Wilson, and he's just going to win it.
I don't think so. I'm still taking the Broncos, but I don't believe in Russ. I am completely out on Russ.
No, I'm not going to say he's going to win this game and then be like himself. I'm just saying he's going to have like that flash, a couple of good plays this game that helps him win.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think the Raiders need to win. Like, I mean, or something needs to change. Like, I still don't know why their coach is still like.
Yeah, I don't know why he's
coaching,
still on the roster. He should be working at McDonald's right now.
He should. Or is Rup and Tyler, I want it back. I want it back. Fine. Take him. He's terrible.
Yeah, it should be a pretty bad game, but
Next game, we got the Cowboys and the Vikings. We're split on this one. Me and James have the Cowboys. Rupp and Tyler have the Vikings. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
After that big win against the Bills, I think it gave him a big momentum. I was going to give them the edge because they're in Minnesota too. I'm going to love to see Trayvon Diggs on Justin Jefferson.
He's
I
gonna
want
get
to see
cooked.
that matchup. I don't know. I feel like, it's not prime time, so Kirk Cousins has a chance.
That's true.
I mean, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like just a shootout, and then if it comes down to it, I'm taking Dak over Kirk Cousins in a shootout. So
Yeah, Perk Thuggins has been pretty good so far.
yeah, he's
but
been good, but I mean Dak's been pretty good too. I mean, and the Vikings defense, like who's gonna be stopping CD? I think he's gonna have a good game too. But is Patrick Peterson gonna be covering him? I also think Dallas's defense is gonna get to Kirk a lot, so he's not gonna have a lot of time.
I think that's what it comes down to me is obviously they're both very good teams, very good offenses. I'm just going to pick Dallas's defense over the Vikings. And I think that's going to be the difference for me. I could see it going either way, though.
Yeah,
Two
it should be a
the
good
top teams
game.
in the NFC. This could be a potential playoff matchup. Next game, we got the Bengals and the Steelers. We're all rocking with the Bengals on this one. Steelers haven't looked good.
No.
Bengals have been very spotty, but when the Bengals are hitting, they're doing very well. They look like last year's Bengals.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna come down to how much time Burrow has, because I could see it being close just because you got TJ Watt now against that pretty bad Bengals O line. That's a game-changing thing. So, but I just still think the Steelers' offense is terrible. They're not gonna be able to score enough to win the game. But I could see it being closer than people expect.
Next game, Sunday night, Chiefs Chargers. We're all rocking with the Chiefs on this one. James?
Yeah, the Chiefs are just hot right now, and I'm not even sure if Keenan Allen or Mike Williams is playing. Even if
Yeah,
they
I'm not
were, I'm
betting.
still gonna rock with the Chiefs.
I'm just not betting against Mahomes in, November or December. He doesn't lose. So
Literally
Yeah.
doesn't.
Usually it's a good game when these two teams play, so
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be close, but I don't know. It might be different this time. If it really depends if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams play.
I don't think Mike Williams is going to play. There is a chance for Keenan. But I mean, we've been saying that since I think week 2.
Yeah, he's
So-
too busy playing on jerseys for other sports. So
Yeah, doing absolutely every side quest other than playing football.
And Mike Williams usually does really well against the Chiefs, so him not being there, I don't know how well everybody else is going to be. They usually do a pretty good job against Eckler, but I mean Eckler's probably still going to do Eckler things. So
This is usually a good game. Every time they play, it's closer than people think. Like the Chiefs they're hot right now, like you said. They're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league right now. Chargers have not looked so great. So I feel like some people would think it's going to be like a blowout, but I feel like either way, it's going to be a close game.
I look at it as a divisional game. I feel like most divisional games are close.
yeah, and also like SoFi Stadium, it's not even really going to be a big home game for them. The Chiefs I know a lot of fans are going to be traveling there. So
There might be more Chiefs fans than
yeah,
Chargers fans.
literally.
That happens a lot in LA.
Yeah.
Last game of the week, we got the Monday night Niners and the Cards. We all got the Niners on this one. Even if Kyler plays, I think he should, but Niners
Yeah,
have looked like one of the top NFC teams. Cardinals have been super spotty. Now they end up losing Zach Ertz. Benjamin they cut for some reason.
They lose at home most of the time. So
Yeah.
I just think the Cardinals with Kyler and Call of Duty, Warzone's coming out soon, either today, tomorrow. So he's going to be more focused on that than the football game.
All right, let's go over our records. So pretty sloppy week by all of us. James and Rup went 7-7 each. So they tied to win the week. Me and Tyler went 6-8. Just not good. A lot of upsets once again. This season is upside down.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That brings the season total. I am at 78-56. Rupp 80-54. Tyler's coming back 74-60. James, his lead's still there. He's 81-53 right now. So it's this is like the AFC East right now. Everybody's in the hunt. Anybody can come out on top by the end of the year. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Sportorium Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Sportorium Pod and Instagram at the Sportorium Podcast. Till next time.
Peace.
See ya.